So we all have heard the story about King Solomon, right? And how, God asked him about what he wanted. He wanted wisdom, right? But a lot of people don't talk about the fact that the kingdom was ripped away from King Solomon's son because of Solomon's disobedience. We still serve the same God, right? He is a generational God. And there are things on your bloodline that you need to free yourself up from, okay? So there are things, right, in our bloodlines that are keeping us bound. He is a God of the third and the fourth generation. Okay, so you got to go before the throne of grace and start repenting for things that your parents did, that your great-grandparents did, your great-great-grandparents. Listen, anytime that people came into agreement with anything that was not like Christ. Okay, so let's look at the word, right? Here's the word. Now we know that Solomon, he had, many wives, many concubines. He loved women. We all know somebody like that. Okay, a lot of our daddies, a lot of our brothers, they love women. Okay, and he had a lot of them. But his problem was that he allowed these women in his old age. We got to read the word. In his old age, he allowed these women to lead him down a path of destruction from God, because he began to worship their false idols. Okay, he began to go after Asherah and all of these things. Go read the word. Okay, so God said, okay, Solomon, you want to play with me? He said, you know what? For your father's sake, who was my servant, I'm going to spare you, but I'm ripping this kingdom from your son. And because he ripped the kingdom from his son was the one that had to go without. His son was the one who had an inheritance, but he was never able to fully enjoy his inheritance. Why? Because of his father's mistakes. So it was back then, so it is right now. Oh, it's some people about to get free. Some people about to get free, because it's some things when God looks down on you, he sees the sins of your ancestors, me included. When God looked at me, before he, revealed these things to me about what was going on in my bloodline, looked at me and saw all of the adultery, this, that. Like, he looked at me because I was the one that had all of that on me. And because I didn't understand or know, it just felt like, I'm like, God, why do it feel like, like I'm being stopped? And God's like, because you are. There are things on your bloodline. And because I'm a God, I'm a sovereign God. If I say it, I mean it. That meant that I have to visit, the iniquities of your parents, grandparents, all of that. I have to put it on you. I have to visit to the third and fourth generation. So now I'm fully understanding how this works, right? So the Lord is causing many of us to be set free in this time, right? From ungodly covenants. There's some covenants that your parents have made. There's some covenants your great-grandparents, great-great-great-parents. Listen, I don't care. You best get into your quiet time and repent for those things on behalf of anybody in your family. I don't care what it is. You better start calling out everything. It's some things, some perverted things. You better get very graphic with God and start repenting for those things. I'm not going to say them because I don't want this video to get flagged. But I got into heavy detail on, I'm like, God, anything that I could think of, I'm repenting for it on behalf of my family. Okay, because when you look at me, I don't want you to see the iniquities of them. I want you to see me for me, fully operating how you called me to be. Okay, so some people are about to get free from some things. I'm pretty sure there was a void with his son Rehoboam. I hope I'm saying that right. His son probably was like, wow, this cannot be the same kingdom. Like, God was gracious and still gave him one kingdom, which was Judah. But all the rest of the kingdoms, he gave to somebody else. Could you imagine seeing somebody else benefit from what rightfully belongs to you? Oh, you better understand it. God still works in the same way. That's why I tell y'all, we have to look at the Bible and the Old Testament like a textbook, okay? Things may not always be happening like they used to, but we are to learn from these things, okay? So I love y'all. God bless. Until next time. If you have any questions, you can message me, DM me, all of that stuff. I love y'all. God bless.